After working with over 759 coaches and asking each and every one of them what their challenges were when it came to the marketing of their business, I have discovered that the biggest, the most fundamental problem that is holding almost all of them back and preventing them from focusing on what they are really, 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 really good at. In other words, continuing to provide excellent coaching. And it's not lack of ideas. Believe you me, it is definitely not lack of ideas. They've got loads of ideas. It is not lack of priorities. If you'll note, I've put that in air quotes because priority to me means that there is only one. And it is definitely not lack of strategies. They've got strategies coming out of their ears. The biggest problem is definitely, and without a shadow of a doubt, it is lack of execution. Now, let's think about this for a second, because we are living in the age of artificial intelligence, or AI. And unless you've been living under a rock for the past 3.5+ years, you've undoubtedly heard of ChatGPT, or Chat, as I like to call it for short, because we're on first name terms, at least 100 times per day. Definitely, if you use any of these platforms, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, it is everywhere. But, and this is a huge, huge but, almost all coaches, even the ones that are using ChatGPT, they are not even using 1% of the limitless power that is afforded to us by ChatGPT. And many don't even know about the existence of other AI models that exist to solve particular problems for their coaching business. They're confused. They've perhaps heard of Cloud or Gemini or Meta AI or Opus or Perplexity or any of those ones. But let's just say I'm 100% in agreement with you. The selection can be quite overwhelming. Plus, it is very, very difficult to remember which AI model is the best for which particular digital marketing activity. And the overall result can be, well, let's just say it can be, to use a word from Roald Dahl and his Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, they can be a little bit discombobulating. Now, I'm just going to take a moment to interrupt this video and just to remind you to please, please, please stay tuned to the very end of this video, as we've got an extra special bonus. But it's only available if you stick around to the end of this video. And trust me, whenever you see what we've got in store, you will not want to miss this, because this offer is going to be created especially and just for you. The result is that these AI bots, that remember, these AI bots can be trained to execute millions of tasks simultaneously. Whether they are black, whether they are white, whether they are red, whether they are yellow, or whether they are any color in between. But now remember, the big problem is that these AI agent bots are quite simply bored. SH1T-less, if you'll excuse my French. So please, for the love of all things holy, let's give these limitlessly powered bots something to do and free up much more of your valuable time. Now, what if? Think about this. What we would like you to do is to come along and to join the AI revolution with us. And let's harness all of this positive AI energy provided to us by all of these incredible AI models. And let's house them all together under one roof. And let's explore the possibility of designing together the ultimate AI toolkit for coaches in 2025. Something that we've come to call the AiPat. How are we going to do this? Well, let's have a look. What we did was we broke down all of the core digital marketing activities performed by coaches, for many of them, each and every day of the week, sometimes 6 or 7 days of the week. And we broke these down into 6 main categories. Now, these are the categories. We broke them down into general research, into the World Wide Web, into email marketing, social media, content marketing, including paid ads, and video creation, editing, production. We imbued all of these 6 categories with your personality. Now, the examples that I'm about to show you are from my son, Patrick. And what we did was we took them and combined them all into one super simple Google-like interface with Google-like simplicity, all under the one roof. I'm going to show you a few examples. At the beginning, we had the general research, and this includes all of these tools that probably quite a lot of you are very familiar with. The ChatGPTs, the DeepSeeks, the Opus AIs, the incredibly powerful Notebook LM, which can take together all of your videos, all of your notes, all of your Google Sheets, all of your Google Docs for one particular project, and can synthesize them all perfectly. It can take together, the other night I was watching the Alex Hermosi marathon, 8 hours, 8 hours of a presentation, and it can summarize these all into a 40-page document without missing anything. And it can include screenshots because Alex was standing there presenting on a split screen. So on the right side, you could see all of his information, and on the left side, you could see him in all of his glory with all of the Zoom video cameras from the VIPs, including myself, in the background. So absolutely incredible. So who we chose to represent this is none other than the master confectioner himself. The person, according to the movie Wonka, has explored 6 continents of our planet in search for the perfect material. So this is Patrick as Willy Wonka. Then World Wide Web. So this will include the websites, the landing pages, the sales pages, the opt-in pages, the scorecards, the quizzes, the surveys, everything there that you will see on a web page. I've given you a clue there, and I've shown you some spider webs on the screen. So you can imagine what's the legendary superhero from Marvel Comics who spins the web where any spider can, of course. And here is Patrick dressed as Spider-Man. Then we go on to email. Now, this it can include email marketing, email replies, your follow-ups by message, by email, or by text, or by WhatsApp even. It can include all of your engagement metrics. It can include all of your lovely formatted email newsletters, and it can even integrate with your LinkedIn newsletters. Absolutely mind-blowingly powerful. And for this, we chose the oldest kid in the book, according to the Marvel. He's the oldest superhero, and this is, of course, Captain America. And here you can see Captain, and he's been refused boarding from the Ryanair flight there behind him because of their only one magical shield allowed per person in the cabin policy. Social media management, including the content creation, content marketing, of course, the content posting, and this is the big, big, big one, which, oh my goodness, some of my clients there, what they do is they invest an entire long weekend, all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and even part of Monday, when they tell their wives, their children, their loved ones, please do not talk to me for this weekend, because what I have to do is I have to prepare all of my content scheduling for the next 3 months. Now, of course, they do use ChatGPT, but they're only dabbling, they're only using not even 1% of the limitless capacity of ChatGPT. And this can take care of the follow-ups, the replies, the chatbot marketing. Really, really, really powerful. For this, we've assigned the character from the movie Toy Story. And this was one of Patrick's favorites when he was a young boy. And this is the character known as Buzz Lightyear to infinity and beyond. And definitely with the AI, that is more than possible. After this, we move on to the content marketing. Very, very, very important area. And this includes, of course, the chatbot marketing, the content creation, the creation of all of these beautiful posts, the content marketing to put it out there onto the platforms at the right times when your right audience are going to be in a position to be able to view this. So it can work out the precise times for posting, it can schedule those posts, and then it can interact with them on multiple platforms simultaneously. You can imagine on your Instagrams, your LinkedIns, your Facebooks, your TikToks, your YouTubes. Absolutely amazing. And of course, we'll take care of the follow-ups and the replies. You know, all of those posts, like when you see this, if you like this, please comment, DM, and I'll send this over to you. And then the AI kicks in after that. Incredible. And for this, we chose the character Luke Skywalker. And here's Patrick there standing next to his mother and in the legendary pose with his lightsaber. Then we go on to the very important category of paid ads. And this is really incredible. This includes the winning ads formula, where the AI is able to work out the most important ads, the most important paid ads in your niche, in your sector. And then it can give you a lot of ideas. It can give you a lot of ideas for your hooks, for your creatives, in other words, your images, for your ROAS, for your return on ad spend, for your CAC, your customer acquisition cost, to the ratio of the lifetime value, the LTV of the customer. Really phenomenal, because if you look at all of these people, Dan Martell, Alex Hermosi, Claudine Graciosi, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, Sage Robbins, all of those people, they all talk about the same thing. Then, of course, we'll also touch on the chatbot marketing, because remember, a very important point is that all of these AI bots, using all of these different AI models all over these categories, will be trained how to communicate with one another in your voice, in your message. And then it can all culminate together inside a real-time metrics dashboard. For this, we chose the character Luke Skywalker's good buddy, Han Solo. And here he is facing off against one of these stormtroopers from the evil empire. And then the sixth category, but definitely the biggest one of all, and perhaps quite a thorn into a lot of the sides of a lot of you coaches watching this. But this is the video where we're including the thumbnail generation. Wow. Some people, I know myself included, would have paid $200 to $300 for a phenomenal thumbnail, which now can be generated in seconds. For video generation, for the hooks and the CTAs, the calls to action that you'll see again in this video. And the titles, the video scripts, the scheduling for the posting times, for the optimum posting times, so that you'll get increased engagement. And then it can monitor all of that. And it can even set up your YouTube channel, your YouTube banner, your YouTube profile, your YouTube description. It's amazing. Nothing short of amazing. And for this, we chose Iron Man, because Iron Man is rock hard. And here you go, with a lovely heart-shaped symbol as part of that's called a repulsor in his chest. And by instructing these 6 AI-powered superheroes, remember, you can use natural speech or natural chat. In other words, just the way you would talk to your friend if you were asking your friend or your employee or your virtual assistant to do something. And by instructing, by just, let's say, using the power of these 6 AI-powered superheroes, you know what I can do? I can free up for every single one of my clients, at least, at the very, 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 very least, 6 hours a day. Do you know how much that means per month? This means at least 100 hours per month. And because all of my clients, I tell them plain and simple, we are only working 10 months of the year. And for the other 2 months of the year, what we're going to do is we're going to have something called a holiday. Now, for any of you coaches who are watching this who don't know this, please Google what is a holiday. Yes, how to relax and how to spend time with my loved ones rather than working all the time on my business and in my business. Because this equals You see, remember, we're only working 10 months of the year. So this means that we have regained at least 1,000 hours per year. Can you imagine what you would do if you were able to start regaining at least 1,000 hours back into your calendar before Friday, November the 14th, 2025? Well, if yes, come and join the discussion, because what we are doing is we are inviting 15 fast-paced entrepreneurial coaches to come and to take part in a 12-week online challenge, culminating in a live 3-day mastermind workshop in London. But you have to be serious about regaining at least 1,000 hours back into your calendar by using the limitless power of up to 6 semi-autonomous AI agents who will be taught how to take care of at least 80 to 90% of your digital marketing activities so that you can create the very best AI-powered versions of you, and you can continue to focus on what you are really, really good at, and that's continuing to provide excellent coaching. Now, if you'd like to join us, all you have to do is take out your phone and scan that QR code right now and come along and join this WhatsApp discussion group. And then let's see if you're eligible to come along and join us for the live workshop in London, England, introducing the AiPat, 1,000 regained hours to your calendar. And remember, these are only examples. These characters can be anything you want them to be, from the past, from the present, or even from the future. And remember, I'm going to be creating for you either 1 or 2 or perhaps 3 or 4 or 5 or up to 6 limitlessly powered AI superheroes in your image. But, and there is a but, there are some conditions, provided and only provided that you are willing to turn up and hold yourself accountable. In other words, become part of this WhatsApp accountability group, and that you will do the homework assigned to you, or you will pay us to do it for you. That's being very frank with you before the next workshop. And you can do this all for free, provided you are ready to bet on yourself. Now, why do we do this? We ask people for a nominal amount. You'll see the amounts there when you click on the QR code and you fill in the questionnaire. But we ask the people for these amounts there because this is the way that we've always done it. But if you turn up, if you hold yourself accountable, if you do the homework assigned to you there before the next workshop, we will refund that money to you. And remember, as Walt Disney famously said, your only limitation is your imagination. AiPat, 1,000 regained hours to your calendar. When you click on the QR code, you will be invited to answer 15 simple questions to find out whether or not you're eligible. We can only take, as we said, 15 people per quarter. So answer the 15 simple questions to the best of your ability, and at the end of the questionnaire, there may or there may not appear a link to my private calendar. If there is, please click on it. Don't delay. And as soon as this offer normally goes up, it normally gets snapped up quite quickly. As I said, it is a 12-week program, and we want people to get in as quickly as possible, and then so that they can start getting the value. Remember, you have to be willing to bet on yourself.